proportionate wise, it's probably somewhere very close. We only 13% of the population.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so who was the first black person that you saw with a computer in the hood?
It wasn't May Jemison, I tell you that. For real.
At school, nigga, shit, that what I was first with computer. You know what I'm saying? I remember we first got computers or stuff with computers like second grade, and that was the old floppy drive. You had to boot from the damn little floppy disk, and every program that you ran was on a different disk. So nigga, we were running a math program, we had to go to a math disk. And we were running a reading program, it was a reading disk, and there was level to that motherfucker.
Right.
And then that shit when you had to press what C to get in or some shit or whatever for win. That's what it was. WIN, you had to type win to get in, shit like that. So that's when I was fucking with first exposed to computers.
I got on computers.
That was WIN.exe.
Yeah.
Thanks. Like I got on computers later than other people in my what you call it generation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I would never know. I still like, to be honest with you, I fuck with them way more now. I recognize the benefit of it. So like in the other tool, once you see the benefit of it, you just got to be foolish to not embrace it. So it's like, you know, I do that, but man, shit, I was a grown ass man before I learned how to type because I didn't mess with computers for real.
Right.
I taught was already on computers for real. Nah, bro, I ain't. You remember we used to have a typing class, right?
Yeah, nigga, we had a typing class, yes.
I'm telling you.
ASDF. ASDF semicolon.
That's why I was literally low-key fucking up while not fucking up. But
which version of Mavis Beacon was y'all playing on? Was y'all typing on? Which version?
I'm gonna tell you this.
We was in Word.
Oh, yeah, that your typing class didn't have Mavis Beacon? Mavis Beacon teaches typing. That was the hands down. It was Mavis Beacon.
My talk, I'm gonna tell you, I learned Word from I learned Windows Word with Office 98 or whatever the fuck when it came with 98 Word. And the teacher was teaching out of a goddamn Microsoft like book. Like we were learning themes and all kind of shit to fuck with Word.
Right.
And I'm telling you, like I didn't mess with it, bro. I end up in that typing class. What was it? Talk City, the chat room back in the day. That was it, literally.
Talk City, buddy. That was a new.
I fucked around with it. I think it was Talk City. It might have been Chat City. I think it was Talk City though. It was like when chat room first popped out. Like, bro, I used to be in the back of that bit pecking like a motherfucker. Like that was how I be.
So I was on Yahoo.
Them AOL chat rooms got my typing right. Like,
see, I wasn't fucking with that. I knew like I said, told fucking with it, but I didn't. It's certain things though. You know what I'm saying? We all evolve at our speed. So certain things I'm gonna be on ahead of the curve. Other things I'm not gonna be on. And computer was just one of them things to me, bro. It was like, okay, I didn't really see the big deal. Like it didn't change my day-to-day life until it started changing my day-to-day life. Then I was like, all right, hold up. Okay, I gotta actually understand this. I gotta grapple with this. I gotta go ahead and make it work for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
And what's your thoughts on that? Like, how you when was your introduction to the technology and the computers and him?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can't really recall.
What's your name?
Marcel.
I'm sorry. Marcel. Let me put that up here.
Marcel.
Okay.
Marcel.
Run the spelling for me so I can say. Oh, Marcel. Okay, I got you, Marcel.
She has an accent. So apologies.
I got it. No, I understood it. I just wanted to make sure
over here.
When you said it, I didn't know if it had a T in it or a C sound. Okay. That's why I just wanted to see the reading of it so I could make sure I was pronouncing it as close to proper as I possibly can.
But again, I'm sorry, Marcelo. What were your thoughts? How do you feel about the technology and social media and different than how from how you grew up to now?
Well, we do have computers, yes, but it didn't come to our country until, I don't know, I would say 95, maybe.
95.
96.
Okay. She's from
Yeah.
Brazil, by the way.
And so,
Boy. Okay.
oi.
Hey, listen.
Oi.
So
Listen.
And so I remember on 7th grade, that's when we went and took the classes, like to learn how to navigate and to learn how to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all those things. And that was a while ago.
it was a while
I
ago.
did it.
Do you remember? Do you remember what operating system, which version of Windows you were using back
It
then?
was, I believe it was Windows 95,
Ooh.
or
Was it
I know we
Windows
had
95.
Windows 95.
was it the one with the bar on the bottom? Did it have that bar, that start button at the bottom?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, and then the bar, like the gray one, it was gray.
you started.
It was very, let me think. We did do a lot of DOS,
Okay. Yeah,
the,
DOS. DOS. Yeah.
yeah, so
That's called. It stands for disk operating system.
well, yeah, and so yeah.
Wow.
So
You hmm?
go ahead.
No, I was just saying that was you started with computers when Windows made the first major leap. The first major change to operating systems that most operating systems work off of.
Yes. Funny story is that, like, if you see my first computer, I told my dad that I didn't want my 15th birthday party, because in Brazil, like, just like
For
Hispanics,
creating
how
that.
they do quinceañeras, we do festa ou aniversário de 15 anos. It's the
Mhm.
same thing. It's 2015. And so I said that I didn't want the party, that I wanted the computer system, because it just came about, and I was very excited. So then I got my first computer was Compaq. The company, like Compaq.
Yeah, shout out Compact.
Do you remember that? And so it was like everything in like Compaq. It was Compaq.
It was legit. It was all in one.
Yes, it was because before, when you went to buy a desk, you know, a system, it would come with a separate tower, and then the two speakers,
Two speakers. It was all
and
separate.
then
Yeah,
Yeah,
had
the whole setup. Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
remember.
like the separate microphone that was like really thin. It was
Yeah,
long and
yeah.
thin, and with the
Like the
bottom,
intercom
you
mic, like a
know.
little, yeah.
Yeah,
That little boom mic. Yeah,
Yes.
that little computer
yeah. It
microphone.
was a low key
Yes.
boom mic.
And then
Yeah.
there was a separate camera, that they start with the camera. So then on this computer was everything compact, like everything was there. And so I loved that computer, and I was so sad when I had to go back to Brazil back in 2008. Yes, I went back, and then I had to let that go. But I kept since 1998. That's when I got.
Yeah, you definitely need to let that go. That was over.
That was my baby.
Over with. Yeah, that
And
was over
then
with.
to go online, we have to go, and then there was two icons, and then it was going like this, and it will make a noise.
Yeah, that's that dial up.
Oh wow! Yeah.
That's that dial up life right there.
That's
Right,
what
Yes.
real
right.
dialogue like. Facts.
Yeah.
I know everything about it.
Dial-up, yeah.
So now, fast forward. We all grew up. We all around the same age, so we grew up mostly in the 80s and 90s, and we were adults in the 2000s. So looking at that transition and looking at how things, even went from cassette to VHS to CDs to DVDs, Blu-rays, you know what I'm saying? Even to now, like there's nothing on a hard copy like that. You know what I'm saying? Everything's digital. So, I was always curious as how would the digital assets be monetized? You know what I mean? And they definitely created the rules and changed the game. But what's interesting to me is the social media impact on behavior, like how the social media, keeping up or just watching and viewing it and consuming it, how it affects people's behavior. Like some people wake up and boom, they on their phone first thing in the morning, before they even
on their phone first thing. At least within the first thing. Yeah, at least within the first about 5 to 10 minutes of waking up, most people don't check their phone at least one time.
Yep.
The vast majority of people.
That's crazy.
I already wake up and then I just go like this and I check.
Yeah. It's the first thing you do.
What I done missed overnight, or what am I, or whatever it is.
Even if you don't do nothing, just look at the screen just to see what time it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if that's all you do.
When you don't know where you put it, you go crazy. You cannot go without it.
Yeah, it's a dependency now. It's like, it's definitely a dependency now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's how it goes, man. But I think real life, I think it was just the evolution, bro. The evolution of TV. Like, TV, that's what it did for us. People saw TV. People wanted to do stuff they saw on TV. People wanted to try stuff because they saw it on TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like social media. So TV is exponentially more impactful in social media because you can get that every second of every day. Like,
social media has more impact.
Yeah, it's like what TV was.
It's multiplied.
Exponential though, like because you can get different stuff all day. And the dangerous part about social media is
go ahead.
You can find something that you only agree with.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say.
That's dangerous. Like you can just watch some. You can think whatever you want to think, no matter what you think now. And on the internet, it's a group of people, it's multiple groups of people who agree explicitly with what you're talking about. And you can, if you on strictly social media, right?
That's what I'm saying.
If you're not even using the regular internet, because there's a lot of folk now who don't even use the regular internet that much.
They just get everything from social media.
Right.
Everything they consume, news, whatever is coming from social media.
If you just doing social media, bro, then what's going to end up happening, you're going to end up realizing that, boy, ain't nothing, nowhere, go disagree with you. Ain't nobody nowhere you going to just always feel like, oh, okay, I can just, I'm right. I ain't wrong. Whatever I think is right. Anybody who think I'm wrong, something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of it's what's called a confirmation bias, and the internet was designed when the internet came about. It was first just giving you access to information, because things like getting access to information was difficult. You had to pay $19.99 to get, if you wanted to learn how to play guitar, you had to go to some guy on VHS cassette who would going to charge you $19.99 for
go actually take music lessons,
or take the music lessons, which was even more expensive. And if you wanted an encyclopedia, you had to get like this, and like if you wanted one, there was the Encyclopedia Britannica, which was like the standard for encyclopedias, and that sucker was like $1,000, and it had 20 plus books, and it'd take up a whole shelf. And then all of a sudden, the internet comes, and then they say, "Oh, it all fits on a CD. We're gonna put the whole encyclopedia on a CD, and then give you pictures, give you videos, and you'll be able and audio. It's multimedia, is how they called it, is what they called it. So, and it was cheaper. It was cheaper to make, that kind of, that technology. So then fast forward to now, where technology says, hey, we want to make technology even more personal than it's ever been. We want it to give you what you want to see, and we want to provide you with the bubble of your own, the how you think. We want to create a bubble for that. That way, that whatever you're looking for is in line with how you think. So
and that goes to the algorithm. That's what I'm saying. Like the stuff that's being pushed, whatever's on your feed, whatever's on your timeline, it's just more shit for you to like and engage with.
Right.
Y'all hear the echo?
But what's that?
I heard the echo.
You get the echo? You getting the echo?
Yeah.
Not now. Okay, you were getting it too, Marcel?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what about now?
I got it, babe.
How we doing?
All right, we good.
Okay. All right. So, technology has progressed where they're trying to make the internet think like a human brain and track it and understand the human brain as much as possible. And right now you've got engineers and scientists who are trying to bring about this idea called a singularity, where basically all of human consciousness and all of technology, and when technology reaches a certain level of consciousness, that everything becomes one. Technology and humanity become one single thing. And they're working towards that. Because it's what folks believe, that technology is going to make them, is going to give them immortality. That you won't die, because we can copy everything that there is about you and keep you alive forever. We'll just download you into a new body, and here you are. So you don't have to. We want to take care of you ever feeling like you're going to die. That's where technology, like at the high levels of what the goals are when it comes to technology, is they want technology and you to be one. And then in that way, your consciousness can be turned into something digital that can be copied, saved, and placed somewhere else, so that you never really die.
Right.
And now, granted, the topic of today is how technology is affecting Black people, how it's affecting our relationships. And I'm saying that it's good to see from a bird's eye view of where they want to go. And so what the techniques that they're using against Black people versus the techniques that they're using for white people, the goal is still the same for them.
Goal ain't color based.
Right. In Florida, they're already using this technology to predict which kids, and not all of Florida, but like a certain city in Florida. They're using technology to figure out which kids are likely going to be troublemakers. Let's dispatch police officers to regularly pay them a visit and sort of keep them on the path, and sort of, or or you know, according to those kids, they feel like they're being harassed, and they feel like even if they weren't going down, you know, they might have made a mistake, but even if they weren't going down a certain path, the way these cops keep treating them like criminals, they
I mean, I agree with that though.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of this stuff suggests the next steps in what they already been doing to all of us, just people of color, period. You know what I'm saying? It's always been about control. So whatever coming about it don't strike me as odd that the more technology that we get, the more that technology used to control people. You know what I mean? That's not surprising to me because everything been used to control people. Like it's been about controlling all of our information, man. But you know what I'm saying? I think as far as affecting us as our day-to-day relationships, I think it's just more amplifying of who you are. Because now social media done been around so long, it ain't a novelty no more. So, you know, if you the type of individual who always trying to reach out, you know, to bunches of people,
right,
then social media is affording you that opportunity at every turn. If you're the type of person who is more reclusive, more secluded, more to yourself, you still that way. Now, you know what I'm saying? Not at the beginning, but now with social media, you still that way. But like I said, I just think it's showing you who you are. This social media really exposing you to yourself. Well, and everybody else too, don't get me wrong.
Everybody yeah, I can see that. And it's funny because ever since it was funny because there was a point where Facebook, you know, which is considered to be used a frequent tool of the FBI and frequent tool of every major ABC organization, is utilizing it to some degree. And to a large degree, because Facebook was almost never profitable, ever, until the government itself started buying into them. And then
some echo.
Okay.
I'm getting some echo from you, Steve. I don't know if you are, Matt.
Okay.
Just a moment. Hold on.
Of course.
Okay.
But
I mean, I feel you know.
The thing is that every ABC organization, you know, that's out here is utilizing it and with lots of money have, you know, because they were like $1 billion in debt. So they were, when they went public, like they were broke. The government came and invested into this company themselves. And it's like, okay, why would the government do that? And, you know, unless what they understood the psychological ramifications of people really putting out how they feel, you know, on the internet, even if it's meant to be a joke and it's, you know, they weren't really being particularly serious. The government discovered that Facebook is capable of understanding what you think.
Not only that, it's capable of influencing what you think.
Well, that's the next level. That's the next level. But first they wanted to understand how we think and what we are thinking, how we feel about it.
Nah, they weren't trying to tell you, Steve. They already knew that. What they did was, what they were testing was how we thought in mass.
Right. Okay.
As a, you know what I'm saying? As far as it's just more data points for them.
Right.
Like they got the psychology, understand it.
Yeah.
It was more so all right, what can we do with this tool that we now have?
Right.
Call this Facebook or whatever, this algorithm, quote unquote, right? What can we do to I mean, this is just, me speculating, of course, but we have this tool. What can we do to maximize it to our benefit, to push our agenda, whatever we want, or the narrative we want at the time?
Right. I can see that. And I agree. I absolutely agree that potentially it could have been this way.
Right.
It potentially could have been this way from, from the beginning or from its inception. I had assumed that it was started, somewhat innocently by some college kids, and then the government discovered it and decided to move it along a certain direction. But it could have possibly been totally different and it could have been completely a government pet project from the beginning. I don't know for sure. But what I do know is that what it's mutated into now is something that really knows how you think, knows what you like, knows what you dislike, tailor makes, and then feeds you the perspective that you may have a prejudice or a natural bias, and more or less designed to test. So once it discovers how you're thinking, then it begins to feed you with people who either completely disagree with you or people that totally agree with you, and then set up a form of tribalism where your ideas are constantly being tested. And before you know it, you walk out of the door more aggressive or more scared than if you had just woken up, gone to do whatever you do in life. For you to just get up, go out the door, and not have a care in the world. Now, when you come out the door, your
energy is already affected.
Your edge,
whatever it is. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, and it continues, and what it does is it's found a way to monetize it too, because now it's saying, okay, now that we know how you feel, now that we know what you believe in, we know where your arguments and your ideas are weak and strong. Right. Now we will utilize a certain amount of merchandising to you and keep you going along this path. So what started as you just being curious about something has now become a full-fledged membership and hobby that is constantly saying, okay, we have your energy and direction here.
Well,
where else can we create more paths, to take from you?
Well, eventually, they don't. They want the social media wants your attention.
Yeah. It's commercials 3.0 right now.
Right, but not only your attention, and that's the part of the emotion. See, that's what I'm talking about when we talk about they know the psychology.
Yeah,
because they have these these algorithms or whatever it is that keeps you engaged with whatever triggers your emotion.
Right,
and so that's going to keep whatever your screen time up or whatever it is, and it doesn't matter the platform. And then what they're doing now is
they're tracking that too.
And man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, the fact that they're tracking how long you're keeping your screen open, when your thumbs stop moving, when you stop scrolling, they're analyzing all that data, and you can look at it and be incredibly paranoid. Or you just simply be who you are and it doesn't bother you. We've been taught the idea, especially through Christianity, that someone is constantly watching us in the spiritual realm above us at all times anyway. So it isn't really out of, and many different religions, someone is constantly, a spiritual being is constantly watching us at all time. There's God, there's people that have passed away. Everybody is watching us in the spirit realm. We can't hide from that, apparently. So the idea that there is this idea of the all-seeing eye, that concept that there is something that's 100% surveillance. That's surveillance. It is watching you at all times.
But here's the thing, like, yeah, but it's
so what is
it's a choice. It's still a choice. Now I understand, like now, like cell phones is pretty much not a choice. Like you can live without a cell phone, but you can't live without the internet.
And
so because that's the way the entire world.
And you wouldn't last 10 seconds with it.
Well, without a phone?
No, with the flip phone.
Well, if you're used to,
you gotta press the
button. To go on the route, like try to go the route. I mean, you cannot. I understand his point of view. I understand where he's saying about, everybody tracking, because right now, if you think about it, Apple started with, the fingerprint and then the Face ID. All this, yes, they're tracking. I mean, what are you gonna do? Because you cannot live without it. You need this type of phone. You're attractive to it. This is the only thing you want, the only thing you need. Because if you would go back to a flip phone or even to a house phone, just you cannot do it. You just can't.
Not if you're gonna be out here in 2021.
I miss being able to have. I used to be able to slap one side of the big home phone that you had. If you slap one side of it, it would pop off right into your hand, and it was heavy with the tangle cord and everything. But if you slapped one side of it, it would pop right into your hand, and I'd be like, "Yep, what's up?" Or hello.
I can tell you this much: I had more pleasure, either answering, talking. I know we couldn't really walk. If you had to, you have to carry two. You have to carry one here and here. But I don't know. It had more. It
was a better experience.
It was more personality. Like it had more of things. Right now it's just a piece of.
Yeah, it's all impersonal now.
It's just like.
It's like whatever we're using, it's more impersonal.
It's like a man.
To just hang up on the person, be like,
it's driving.
Just learn that thing. Right now, what can you do really? Like you can't really do much.
Yeah. You don't get that good satisfaction of slamming the phone down anymore.
Well, actually, I did break my iPhone 11.
Yeah, we're not gonna go into that.
Oh man. But yeah. I would say this, right? Now you guys can decide whether or not this new technology is evil or not. It's been displayed to us as evil, and it has been. A lot of people have said that technology is evil.
Nah, the technology itself ain't evil.
Nah.
Well, I'm saying a lot of people are saying that that technology tracking us, they look at it in a very nefarious way.
I mean, that's still people. That's still people choosing what to do with it.
Right.
But it's now, the fact is that now people are able to influence how people think.
Right.
Now, which technically has always been the case. It's
always been the case. It's always been the case, bro.
So the thing,
just in a different medium. See, that's the thing. It's more accessible, and it's like globalization. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can access shit from across the world now, and that's the difference to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you can always see the social construct and all that influence and leadership and all that on social media. that's just natural in our natural lives. We understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But the globalization is crazy.
Mm.
It's
crazy.
Well, here's the thing: it's what we always wanted. It's what we've all. Well, I'll put it depending on who you are.
No, we ain't always wanted that. You got hey.
Well,
I don't even like globalization.
Well, here's the thing: have you ever? Well, this is why in schools.
I mean, I want us to have technology, but I want people who like-minded to live together, and people. I want us to be able to agree to disagree, and just stay away from the people we disagree with. Just live with like-minded people. That's what I prefer personally.
And a lot of times you'll find that through the technology that we have now is you'll find some camaraderie.
What is it with technology that you don't like or you are bothered with? Like, what is it exactly?
Yeah, what bothers you about technology? You seem a little perturbed, Steve.
Well, here's the thing. I grew up on, and this is to what I've seen is you've got one of the most famous sci-fi movies of the future was Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3.
What's your problem with technology?
Well, my issue with technology is that it still glitches. That's
because it's made by humans, bro.
It's made by imperfect beings, bro. Exactly. It's gonna be imperfect.
It's gonna be imperfect.
So imagine me interfacing. Imagine humanity interfacing and completely becoming connected to technology.
How are we imagining that?
That's what we are. We are.
Well, I'm saying,
like,
I'm saying, but you understand there's levels beyond how we're like the way we're connected to technology now. There's going to be
levels beyond.
I agree with that.
I'm saying that it becomes even that the next layer, the next step, how we connect to technology, a phone will be completely archaic.
What I'm telling you is,
right?
When we got to put it in our brain, I'm getting off the ride, Steve.
And I'm saying and the thing is
blacking out.
I just told you, I'm gonna find some like-minded people. I'm gonna find the other folks who cool without the motherfucking cell phone stuck in their head. And I'm gonna ride my days out there.
I ain't trying to be waving my goddamn
I ain't gonna be alive forever,
to pay for shit. I ain't doing that.
Why you thinking about life like a bad sci-fi movie, man?
But the thing is that I, as a human being, at one day, if I ever wanted to, I'm looking at creating a dynasty one day. And then I have to think about, well, how long do I want my dynasty to last? Do I want it to be like Tony Montana, where my dynasty lasted all of about 6 months, maybe?
That's a couple of years. But you ain't answered the question. What's your problem with technology?
My problem with technology is that if I am forced to merge with something that we can't even get emails right, like we still having like basic problems with technology, and I'm being forced to merge with it at an accelerated rate.
Nobody forcing you to merge with it today, Steve.
But the technology.
That's what we're saying. Like,
come on now.
Where you
technology, of course, it will have its course to get it better and better to just go up and up. Like, you cannot get a perfection just like you just can't.
Facts.
Well, I guess you gotta the way
That's
I grew
why
up.
The phones keeps updating. Like, you keep getting different phones, you keep getting different TVs, computers, and everything. Like, because the men just keep on working, with its mind and just like trying to invent something better, trying to always do better and better, and just keep going up and up. So it never really gonna be perfect in nobody's eyes. Because then, if I had iPhone 4, which just came out with all this brand new ideas and all this and that, because before iPhone 3 was the coolest, especially when the 3G came out, and that was perfect. Then Today we are on iPhone 12. Come on.
Right.
And then I cannot look it back and say, you know what, this was a piece of crap. No, it served me at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is this: like, you keep saying that the internet is not perfect. They have some glitches. They have this. That. No, it's just like here in 5 years, you're gonna look back. You're like, oh, look what I was doing, what I was using. Look what the internet is offering me now, and I was just gonna keep going better.
Here's my point, though. I do think this. I think we've gotten to a stagnation. And here's why. I think we're doing more of the same. Like, we just doing more of the same shit. Like, we just coming out with it.
That was never different though. There's nothing.
No, I mean, I'm just only in respect to technology, because we think of it as this thing that's continuously growing and changing and expanding. When I think we've hit the expansion, and now we're just hamster wheeling in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if it ain't Facebook, is Twitter. If it ain't Twitter, it's Instagram. If it ain't Instagram, it's more ways to do more of the same. It's TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is. These are. I'm just saying. Like, I think as a people, we reached a plateau as far as that goes, and I think that's why the technology has shifted toward money versus actual application of it.
Why do you really get your phone?
In the masses. Go ahead.
Like, why? Why do you get your phone? It's automatically you're gonna be checking on those social media. Like, it's automatically you're gonna go there, and then if you have any thing that you have to search, you have right there Google. You just write fast. Like, I believe technology has done very good. It was a challenge before, and I believe there are the OGs, because we, kind of started the internet. I mean, we are older than Google.
Yeah, I mean,
we think about it.
Yeah, we see all the transitions. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all I'm saying is that, for example, I believe from generation now, they have the internet now and everything like that. They still don't got anything on us that came from, we had to download music, using FrostWire, using LimeWire, using, and then the movies, we broke that too, Netflix, 10, 12 years ago, it was, we were downloading on.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because we had to learn. We were there for all the building blocks of where it is. You know what I'm saying? So we had to understand each transition. So I'm with you on that. For us to use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like all the way back when my mom had a typewriter, dude. Like, and she would program what she wanted to type on that motherfucker. So she had these. You know what I'm saying? These cards made up, and then all she had to do was go to the program she created and hit a button. And now, mind you, she typed it out, but she only had to type it out and space it one time. You know what I'm saying? Once she got all that right, she programmed it into the keyboard. I mean, to the typewriter. It's a typewriter with a little screen on it, brother, about as big as a calculator, like little screen, like this big.
A word processor keyboard.
Exactly. And she would hit a button on that motherfucker, and then it was just, so that was still technology. And this is pre-computer we had in the house. I didn't get a computer in the house till like 99, 98, 99. You know what I mean?
Right.
99.
I was born with a computer in my house. In fact, my mother got mad at my dad one time because he kept buying cheap diapers. And so so one day she picked me up, and I had poop all the way up to my neck. And she picked me up and she put me right on top of my dad's printer. It was a dot matrix printer, which is like the oldest thing. It had a little carriage that would come back and forth. And we're talking about before inkjet. Before, this is for the audience, but it was loud. It would jerk back and forth. It would make a lot of noise. And she sat me right on top of it, and I was covered in poo-poo, and and I started crying because I was scared of the little carriage jumping back and forth, and I was a baby at the time, and at that point, he was using computers to do, tax accounting. But I was technology. I'm just saying, technology was, I've been around it from the beginning of time, okay. Or at least in my life. And I've seen where its beginnings were, and then the progression that it's on. And I'm just saying, all right, after I've seen the progression, I'm like, am I ready for the next, I really don't. I'm concerned about glitches.
That ain't the way. You gotta see. I don't know. I look at it this way. I look at it as you make the choice for you to, however you gonna deal with it. However you gonna use it and maneuver with it. If you choose it, what I'm saying, like if you whatever, like, and that goes back to Matt's point, like the social media gonna make you whoever, what I'm saying, you are, because
you got insides, man. Like
that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
This shit really universal, bro. Like it don't matter what it really is, to be honest with you. Like we talking about technology now, but I promise you, bro, the same concepts gonna show up over and over again. That's what I was saying about like nothing new under the sun. Like all this stuff that we created, we're creating different ways
to do the same shit,
more efficient ways to do the same thing. When it come down to a person who may or may not have your best interests at heart, and they don't know you, and they don't want to get to know you, then it's a matter of control.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way they're gonna be able to gauge your reaction. And then now we just live in a day and age where people monetize the reactions of other people. So it don't really matter what it's gonna be. Whatever it's gonna be, Steve, I promise you it's gonna come back to whatever was already going on, because these things aren't new, bro. It's about control. And if you're not into controlling the person, which I don't think you should be, I'm not advocating that at all. I think a person should be more concerned with loving and respecting themselves in a supreme way so that they can love and respect other people. You dig what I'm saying? I think better than control personally. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I try to function in my life, but I also understand I'm not stupid. I got to pay attention to what's going on. So with technology, like I said, bro, it's just gonna open you up to you. So I make sure, like, for example, I use the damn little screen time shit that Apple send you every week. I make sure I keep my shit going down. I monitor like how many hours I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? How much I'm on social media. Like, I don't have to do that. But I also don't want to be sitting on my phone all day. And I done caught myself, like, done lost, I don't even know how many minutes, like 30, 40 minutes, just scrolling. Go from Instagram to Facebook to Twitter, and it's like 40 minutes later. It's like, I thought I just sat down 3-4 minutes ago, but it's like 30 minutes. It's like 45. And like once I saw that really happening to my real self, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I really been sitting here from 11. And now it's 11:45, and I ain't did nothing. Like, I ain't, like, in the real world, I haven't accomplished anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's because I'm a productive person, though. If you're a lazy person, that's not gonna bother you.
Yeah,
that's gonna actually entertain you and give you something to do for them 45 minutes or that hour. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I disagree with you. You cannot call somebody lazy because
no. I'm not saying you're lazy because you are on the phone.
That's what
no. He's saying that
I'm saying
lazy person.
If you're a lazy person, like if
that
you're already a lazy person,
right?
Then
them losing 40-50 minutes wouldn't bother them.
It wouldn't bother them. They could just indulge themselves for another 40-50 minutes. You get what I'm saying? But being a productive person,
it
don't make you lazy or not lazy.
What am I doing?
The social media is itself. You got to be whoever you are when you come to the social media. That's what I'm saying. You can be a lazy person or not lazy person. I'm saying y'all go approach it differently. If you're the not lazy person, you're probably going to try to figure out, I got something else to do anyway. You're going to be like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do this for this long. I'm late for this other thing that I'm supposed to do. But if you
hear what you said, what bothers me, how you put lazy, like you title as lazy. That doesn't mean you're lazy. That means you got time on your hand to do something, but that doesn't mean you're lazy.
You heard me say, I'm not saying that you're lazy. I'm not saying that you're lazy because you look at social media. I'm saying that there are people in the world who are lazy and people in the world who are not lazy.
Right.
Yeah, the social media don't make you lazy or not lazy. I'm saying you already one or the other before you get to social media.
Before you even exist.
Yeah. Like in the 90s, if you lazy, you probably been lazy.
Right.
Like hardworking people don't just wake up and be like, I ain't gonna do shit for the next 30 years. Usually. Now, it probably one or two people like that in the world. I'm not saying it's zero, but most people.
It's more than one and two.
But most people who hardworking are hardworking. And most people who lazy are lazy. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, I just use that as an example. It don't really matter what type of personality you sub in.
That's fine, Dad. Got it.
Yeah. So, that's all I'm saying. Like with the social media thing, it's kind of all this stuff exposes us. That's what it's really about. Exposing you to yourself so that you can be whatever you decide the best version of yourself is.
Yeah.
I just think you should decide that. Try real hard not to let nobody else control that. It's hard though.
It's hard, and that's one of the things I did want to touch on, because engaging in social media does influence your behavior, like you said. But that's, like you said, it's always been the case. But it's what the people engage in that they're allowing to influence their behavior. I don't agree with a lot of the BS that goes on social media. People get, I ain't hating on nobody, get your money, but it's we always had a saying, what I'm saying, all money ain't good money. And it's like,
but it's room for everybody. That's the thing about it.
That is true. But then it's like, what? That's true. And that's where we at. But but then when you play into certain things, I'm trying to say this carefully. When you play into certain things, you can't then, like, you play into certain stereotypes or whatever it is, you can't complain about when people apply those stereotypes. When in mass you're being shown as playing into it. So social media, it does expose us all in that way. Like I said, like you said, you know what I'm saying? For people who want to engage in negative behavior and positive behavior, it's room for everybody. That's the point, right? That's the whole point of it, right? To a certain degree. So, and where do our culture end up most of the time?
I think we end up all over the spectrum.
We do end up on the spectrum, but I'm talking about in the majority. We talking general. You know what I'm saying? We know where we at. Like, see, there you go.
No, I'm not finna agree to that though. Cause see, people show you what they want you to see. That's all I'm trying to say, Talk.
I agree, man.
It be people doing good stuff, Just like if people do it bad stuff.
I literally just said I agree with you, but we're speaking.
Go ahead, Marcel. Go ahead, Marcel.
Go ahead.
You're funny.
Go ahead.
I just want to understand what is your problem right now? Because what is the other one?
No. I'm only making points. Like I'm making a talking point that basically, you know, you have I just see a whole generation of, because see, this is where we at, right? Like, all right, put it like that. Everybody had their girl in the school, in high school, that like did the football team or some shit like that, or the basketball team or some shit like that, right? And mind you, now picture this. Now picture that girl, right? That particular promiscuous girl. Everybody know the promiscuous girl, whatever she did to get attention, whatever the issue was. And so imagine that chick. And it used to be where it would just be localized, or wherever she was, you know, so she would get the attention or wherever she was at. But like you said, due to now globalization and the exponentiality of her exposure, it's like she getting, you know what I'm saying? It's coming from everywhere now. And so that has then empowered, but what I'm scared of is a generation of women growing up in it and then not knowing the real consequence of that in real life, like in real.
You know how to fix that though?
Because that chick used to be. Go ahead.
You know how to fix it, right?
I ain't trying to fix. I'm just making that point. That's what scares me.
But I'm saying, if that scares you, the solution's simple. It ain't easy,
What
but
are you
it's simple.
scared of exactly? I'm sorry. What are you scared of?
He's scared of all the women becoming hoes because of social media.
Not all the women. I'm just saying that, like
the young girls.
Total global sexual revolution.
Adult
like
hoes.
The sexual liberation of women on internet is like crazy, bro. And
no, you can't do that. We gotta encourage sexual liberation.
I encourage sexual liberation. What I don't encourage promiscuity. Go ahead.
You are raising a daughter.
Yeah.
On social media.
Exactly.
And you're really scared because I mean you are on social media, right? Like you're out there. You know what's right, wrong, what you can do, what you cannot. And you have your baby girl out there and
right, and exactly how she is how I'm going, like how she gonna be, how she, like, to my point, how she is on social media, exactly how I raise her.
Eventually she will grow up and she will continue to be on social media. I mean, but that takes.
That means she got to show her ass and get her OnlyFans and have a link tree where all your got. Anyway, go ahead.
But you, as a parent,
that was incredibly detailed.
It takes you as a parent to just like guide, your daughter of what to do or what to not do and things that you can be on top of it. But do not blame social media like you don't expect that.
I'm not blaming social media. I said that's what I'm scared of, what's being used. See, understand with my analogy.
I example now, okay? I'm not saying that we're doing such a thing, okay? I'm not saying that. And no one said you said it, okay?
You just said I said it, but go ahead.
Of what if, okay? That's it. Anywho, so what I'm thinking is that, like, a lot of a parent, because it's very inconvenient for them, just them any type of advice to be on social media, then they get whatever they get from social media, and then that. That's my kid. My kids are all, but I'm on top of it. I ask, I talk, I say you cannot, you can, like I try to be on top of it. But I can't blame social media for whatever things can happen,
Right.
I cannot blame social media, that's what I'm saying. But then the way you said about,
No, again, this is what I'm scared of, because here's what's okay. So who has all the followers? Mostly the hoes are people who put scandalous pictures out there, right? Which ain't nothing wrong with it. So now
you just said there was something wrong with it.
No, I'm just saying there ain't nothing wrong with them having followers if people engage in it. That's what they're trying to do. The point I'm trying to make is, I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. What the point I'm trying to make is, as far as the numbers, bro, is what is a little girl may look like, hey, that's what I got to do to get X amount of followers, or that's what I got to do. And that's what I'm scared of. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not blaming social media. I'm blaming the way things are, like you said, the way we can engage in it. And that's why we got to make sure we are where we need to be before we engage in it. And it's hard to do that when you growing up in it. You're growing up in social media, so it's a party. Right. So you're not, what I'm saying?
The answer don't change. The answer don't change. As long as you are parenting your child, as long as you are actively parenting your child, which is going to include monitoring what activities they engaged in, whether it's online or offline. That's going to include talking to them. That's going to include building their self-esteem, helping them understand their own value, so that when they realize that they can get a follower or not have a follower, then they heart not broken. They not sitting around thinking that, oh, in order for me to be important, I got to have 3,000 followers, or I got to have, 400 likes on my video or something.
And that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Or I'm not important. But what I'm saying is, the answer to that is still the same. It's still parenting. It's still people having conversations with each other who are not children, because once you're an adult, you get to make your own choices. But it's still people having conversations with children who part of that village, just to help them understand that you are already a whole person. When you go to the internet is just a place for you to just engage in different things. Whatever it is should be age appropriate. But other than that, you're already a person, whether this thing is on or not on.
Right. I think, and we got to make sure our kids don't get caught up in thinking social media is real.
And that's what I'm saying. They're not going to think that if they do stuff in real life.
Right.
Here's the issue. A 90s parent could absolutely say that. A 2000 parent could say that. A 2020 parent, the lines between reality, between what we would say there's reality and the digital social world, used to be clear as day. And like I'm saying, is that technology is trying to push reality becoming the digital, where you don't have to even leave your chair for anything that you and technology are literally one. And the question is what if when the technology becomes literally 100% real, when technology is as real as it gets?
So you back to the Terminator.
Well, I'm saying is that was, understand that that's what the goal is. Beforehand, when the first computer came out, it didn't even have a screen. It had little bitty lights. That was it, and switches. That was it. And then it eventually went to having a screen, and then having color, and then getting more clear, and then more crispy, and then getting flatter and more convenient and lightweight. and then becoming cell phones and becoming MP3 players to it becoming practically a full computer, and then having VR capability and monitoring ability and instant and faster connections. And I'm saying, whoa, this was more than what I thought. You know, I remember I used to watch Star Trek. So the stuff that was in Star Trek is, you know, like Captain Kirk had the first flip phone. He had that way back in the 70s. So when folks finally came out with the Motorola flip phone and whatnot, I'm like, oh, okay, it's finally here. And then when folks came out with the iPad, I'm like, oh, Star Trek Next Generation, Captain Jean-Luc Picard and his team had tablets. Ben had it. When Apple came about, they were like, oh, okay, we already knew this was where we wanted technology to go. We got tasers, where they used to say, where the Captain Kirk used to say, set your phasers on stun. And then they came out with stun guns for the police department. Like this technology has been, the idea for this stuff has already been out. So I'm saying, based off of where we want to go and based off of what we're seeing, I'm saying I'm a little concerned, because if you start to see an idea that hasn't happened yet, there's going to be an engineer that's going to say one day, you know what? I want to create that. It's not possible now. I'm going to see if I can make it possible. And sure enough, if it takes them 20 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, it's going to come out. Human beings can fly. It's called airplanes. When folks say, well, not so big. We can make it fly with water. Okay, they've got water skis that got you flying above water with water power. You've got literally you've got folks that can a jetpack man so that he can be more like Iron Man. Technology's out there. Human beings can fly, and they don't have wings with feathers like angels. But if somebody wanted to
use an idea with application, though, bro.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, it's like, where are we going with it now? Because a lot of the stuff. Well, I'm saying, look at what is being fed to you about how the future can be. Because a lot of times it can come out to be something like a prophecy. Think of it this way.
Go ahead.
You present something that does not exist to an engineer, and an engineer and a scientist and a philosopher will get together and create it. It's just a matter of how long it takes to make it happen. We don't have, with the current technology that we have, we can't have this. But if we had this ability, this technology, and this technology, that's about 40 years from now. And they can predict something that didn't exist, they can make it happen. It just takes time, and technology has to catch up, which is why things get faster and more capable and smaller. It doubles in speed almost every 18 months. What was total, that's why you have the iPhone 12. Back in the 1950s, everything was about making things last longer. So somebody would have a car for 50 years, and that was the good thing. Nowadays, folks are like, oh, you still got something from 30 years ago? No, we need you need the new upgrade. Get this, versus how the previous generation was. We want to make things last as long as possible. We want to make everything as concrete, make it with the best materials, really over-engineer it so that it lasts forever. That's dead now. It's how can we get the next best thing as fast as possible? Let's go to it. And now everything's become a subscription service. That's no different than going to a church and giving offerings and tithes. Like you are feeding you are putting, think of it. What do you do with your money? What do you do with your money? When you spend it, are you wasting your money on purpose? You only put your money towards things that you believe in, correct or not? Do you believe in eating?
What?
And in order, I'm just saying, do you believe in eating?
See what you talking about, bro?
I'm getting there.
No.
Just follow me. Just follow me.
I don't believe in eating. It's not a fucking deity. It's a necessity.
It's a necessity, bro.
Okay, that's probably the deepest form of belief there is.
No, it's
It's not a belief, bro.
That you believe that it is
that's not a belief. That's
a
necessity. By saying something is a necessity is the highest form of belief there is.
No.
What?
But what can our body
What's that?
eat? What can our body?
I'm sorry. I missed what you said.
We get in the bad.
You're breaking up a little bit. Say that one more time.
I said, can you hear me? I said, how can we nurture our body then if we can offer ourselves? Then what?
Well, the way I see, okay, so we have the assumption based off of what we've been told that in order for us to live, that we require sustenance of a certain type of diet, whether it be the food pyramid, which is, wheat, your wheats, vegetables, fruits, meat and candy and stuff like that, right? That was the food pyramid. Before that, it was fruits and vegetables, then meat, and then grains and stuff like that. And it got flipped. It literally just got jumbled up and rearranged. And then you've got people out there who live in the forest and can live off of a single drop of water for an extended period of time, have absolutely no sustenance through any other means but photosynthesis.
Yeah,
and
but you don't want
I'm saying that there are people that exist that literally use a form of photosynthesis. They have connected themselves to tree trunks and are living off it, and literally living. They're doing techniques like sun gazing.
What the fuck they have to do with American citizens, though, Steve?
Well, what I'm saying is that you believe that the best way to be, that the only way that when you say it's that eating food is a necessity, and I'm saying
like you do. I'm
saying okay. If you, what if
you understand? No folks still eating.
How do you feed somebody that is in a coma?
Through a fucking tube.
Okay, that's not technically eating. That is force. That is force feeding. That you're literally bypassing this. You're bypassing a whole section. But understand that that's a whole separate. They're feeding him through saline drips.
You out of here.
And how?
Really? Is what we on? No,
huh? A baby, it's fed through drops. Like how do the baby same thing?
Well, understand that that's
they have to chew on food, and then
you're out of here, Steve.
Here's the point I'm making.
Please get to the point.
Huh?
Please get to the point.
What I'm saying is that that evolution is we're literally. Are you looking at me like that, for real, bro?
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what's up.
All right. The point I'm making is that
I'm looking in the camera.
Evolution is going to change how we do things. It's going to change how we consume things. what we thought we totally is a necessity will no longer be. If you understand that where they're trying to take technology, we become one
Steve.
with infinites.
Why do you keep talking about this? Nobody disagreeing with you. It gonna be Terminator shit one day, Steve. Cool.
So
It ain't gonna be in our lifetime, bro.
Steve, and if it do, I'm not going for
listen,
it.
This is moving a little. Have you noticed that every year things go by just a little faster than before?
It do happen in our lifetime, Steve. I'm not going for it.
Listen,
Steve.
Listen.
You start.
Think of something that did not exist and now is a central part of your life, and you weren't anticipating it. Starting with
now thing happened that I said I wasn't going for, that I'm now going for, Steve. I'm really a simple dude, man. I don't do nothing that I wasn't trying to do.
Stand on that.
I understand.
But I'm a simple person though. Like I don't do a whole lot of extra shit though either, Steve. I want to say that out loud.
I understand. I got you.
But no, man, if this shit go Terminator, then I'm out of here, bro. There it is. I guess I holler at y'all. Y'all goddamn, shoot me a Facebook message. Come through to the funeral if you can, my guy. I'm out of here. Like what?
Oh, that was.
They got to come. Yeah, they got to come get me.
Like I'm chilling, Steve. That's it. I'm not putting the fucking phone in my head, the computer, the cell phone, the iPad. That's enough for me. I'm good. It's enough folks who will do whatever they want to do, Steve. They got plenty of people out there who will love that shit. Go ahead, do your thing. It's just like the vaccine. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. Keep it simple.
Well, the issue, and this is my issue. My issue is when technology itself is telling you to take a vaccine that you don't want to take, and it begins to try to influence you to do so anyway.
Then you got to decide if you're going to double down or you going to give in to what the machine telling you to do.
Shit, they're offering. I sent to that in Washington, you take a vaccine, giving you a joint.
Yep. So if you want to take the vaccine for free weed, then there you go.
Wow. That's really desperate.
Hey man,
that is really changing.
I'm just like, man. Well, we can talk about the vaccine another time.
I appreciate
you.
Hey, go with the did we talk about you ain't talking about nothing. We've been talking about the Terminator shit, Steve. Goddamn, we ain't talking about the man, you know what I'm talking about, the lady proposal to the man.
No, here's the thing. The Christianity has talked about the concept of the mark of the beast for a long time, and Christians have been looking out for this thing called the mark of the beast that they would have to take in order for them to eat. And it's been talked about for generation after generation after generation.
No, it wasn't an eat thing. I always I thought it was gonna be like a chip or something like that, but it's apparently
right
something else. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing.
Right.
Here's the thing. You still have a choice.
Steve, you talking about the mark of the beast, bit dog? What you no?
No, but here's the thing: is that we have been understand that Christians for a long time have been looking out for this time of tribulation when when they would be forced to choose between taking a vaccine, taking a chip or taking some type of mark that would be placed in their skin, and they've been looking out for it for generations, worried that one day this is going to come. And it would be a line in the sand where, you would be, if you didn't take it, you would be beheaded, and it would mark the end of days. This is in Revelation. And Christians have believed this for generations.
I'm just trying to figure out why.
And I'm saying here we are now, and we're dealing with something right now. And I find that Christians are remarkably unquestioning about this, considering that it has all of the description of it has literally all of the red flags in their own scriptures that would make sense. It would literally make sense if.
So you see that thing written that it's in the Bible, they are happy right now. Is that what you say?
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is that it has all of the things that Christians would naturally want to make an easy comparison and say, no, we don't want this. It is too similar to what our scriptures have been talking about for years. The concept, if you read Revelation and you look up taking the mark of the beast, it was some type of mark where if you take it, essentially you would be doomed, right? In terms of with your connection to God. And this is after the rapture. It gets really detailed in the scripture of Revelation, but it says taking the mark of the beast will determine whether or not you can grab food, whether or not you can go anywhere, whether or not you can even just buy stuff, just buy consumables.
Or you say what was written, it's becoming right now.
I say that there are a lot of key similarities.
Associating that right? Because you can go someplace, cannot. We cannot. Is that what?
Right. It would if you did not take the mark of the beast, you would not be accepted in normal society.
But as a Bible,
say that one more time.
In the whole world, the coronavirus, COVID, do you take this as the mark of the beast?
I can't say for sure. What I can say is that there are some key
before Corona, many that we needed it needed distance. Would that be
Well, here's the thing. What it describes in the Bible is a little bit worse than what it is now, because in the Bible it talks about people that don't take the mark of the beast will have to die for their faith in not taking the mark. That they in a lot of cases they'll be beheaded or killed or hunted, things of that nature. Like they will have to suffer persecution for refusing to take the mark of the beast. Now, it doesn't say that the mark of the beast is an injection. It doesn't describe what it is, but it has some key similarities. Folks are not being able to get jobs unless they take this injection. folks that don't take it are being persecuted on social media or persecuted in public. Folks are there, and so it's not exactly the same. Folks are not getting slaughtered in the streets. What I'm saying is that it has some key elements that I'm surprised that the Christian believers have decided not to consider this further. Hey, what's going on, man?
Okay.
We're good with y'all, man.
Oh man, right on time.
All right, Steve. So we heard you,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, man. I'm not gonna respond. Go ahead, man. Hey, Steve, turn down your. I'm getting an echo from you.
From me.
From Steve. Can you turn? I'm getting some feedback. Your mic's off.
That's better.
Okay, yeah, it stopped.
Okay. So, all right, man. So goddamn. Now, you want to talk about the video?
Yeah, we can talk about the video. You got the video?
I got part of the video. Hold up.
What video?
The video of
right
the lady proposing to the man. All right, we're gonna check the video out. We're gonna check out part of it.
There's been a lot of them going around, man.
Right?
Bro, it's been a lot of girls proposing to men, bro.
Check this out.
I like the women proposing to men. Go, you sharing it? Go ahead and share it. Make sure you get the audio.
All right, let's go with it. Hey man, I'll get back.
Wow. Pause that. Hold up.
So, before we get to his commentary on it, man, like that.
Now bring it back. Bring it back because there's a couple things I want to point out in the video.
So everybody support that. They had a whole family back there supporting that.
Bruh, that's the thing. And then you ain't see the girl who ran up. She probably BFF. She was down with the whole move. She probably helped plan the whole shit. She probably live on Facebook or some shit.
Hold on. I just wanted to get everybody's opinion first.
Oh, go ahead.
Then we go into the rationale. So,
ladies first. Go ahead, Marcel. How you feel about it?
Basically in the video, the video basically shows a lady proposing to her guy in a surprise fashion. All look like their friends are there to witness the moment. So how do you feel about that? And how do you feel about, the larger issue of women proposing marriage to men?
Okay. Well, about everybody, it would be a normal, I would say party, but not proposing. I think that's more between you and between both of you. But this is but about the second.
Marcel, I think you're going in and out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Am I?
Yeah. You got headphones on?
No, I took.
She said she took them off.
You took them off? Okay, because we're like getting like every other word. Do you have like some wired?
Yes.
There it is. I heard it.
Okay. Well,
Heard
damn.
yes, loud and clear.
Calm that down.
Yes.
Calm that down. Can you get there, please? I think that would make your audio a lot better. We can understand and hear your thoughts.
Hold on.
All right. Let me know when you're back.
All right, so next, man, y'all just tell me what y'all think about it, how y'all feel about it. Stovall, what you think?
Well, I think about the woman proposing to the man.
Yeah, and how would you feel if you and your girl, y'all kicking it, and then I ain't saying like no young shit. Y'all ain't kicking it 2 months and no shit. Y'all been kicking it whatever amount of time you think is normal.
Can y'all hear
And
me?
then, yeah, and then she hit you with it.
If I got hit with it, or what I think about what happened in that video.
First the video, then you.
All right, first the video. Well, I first say, who are we to think that that's wrong? We've been raised a certain way. Like these macho men all the time. Men should ask that if you go by the Bible rules, they say a man find a wife. But most people don't believe in the Bible. I don't go by the Bible. So how that work?
Okay. And then what about you?
If I got hit with it,
yeah,
I feel some type of way.
Okay.
I think I need to step up. I need to do it in my situation.
Okay.
So you literally just said.
I said I can't judge them. I don't.
That fell.
But my own
you know what we're talking about.
I don't want to happen to me.
We're not judging it, bro. We said, what are your thoughts on it? So like, you like, oh, okay, good, that's good for them. But how, you know what I'm saying? But it's,
because he recognized that what's good for him ain't good for everybody else, and what's good for everybody else may or may not be good for him. That's what I'm saying. I see that. I respect that.
I understand that. I understand that point. That's
like I don't agree with a lady. I'm very traditional though. Let me say that. I'm a very traditionally masculine male. So I don't agree with a lady carrying me in no kind of way. My personal self.
But I wouldn't like it personally.
Right, but I understand and recognize that there are a lot of men, like what I'm telling you is, I done been grown long enough now to have met men who I respect as men now. Let me put that out there, right? But they lady carry them in certain ways in the relationship or in how they get dealt with. Like I done met dudes who not men, but they lady, is the dominant energy in certain parts of their relationship, and that's okay for them. I done seen it work.
So one thing I think about
that made me realize, like, oh, okay, it must be a way for it to work. I'm watching it work.
Look how the young cats being raised now.
And I'm talking about, I done seen cats our age, older, younger, just men, period. Because certain men,
I think that's understanding interdependency though. So I think there's naturally things that women are going to have to carry in a relationship, and I think there's naturally certain things men are going to have to carry, and that goes to my point of how I think about this whole deal. Because again, like, man, I don't think at all a man should propose. I mean, a woman should be proposing to a man like that. Not with the whole, you know what I'm saying? She had the whole parade, man, they had a sign, bro, that say marry me. You feel what I'm saying? So like I'm looking at this like, okay, this some straight 2021 shit.
On his
and like Stovall said, like I went in, I feel some kind of way. And then she did that shit because she had to put that big of a show on. Just cause she did a women the thing like that. Just, you know what I'm saying, kind of what women do, like, you know what I'm saying, they do this shit like that. But at the same time, it's like, as the man, it's like,
but what if though? What if What if
How
she
can you
did
turn that down? Go ahead.
What if she did that because she felt like it was a step that they needed to take, and she felt like the dude that she's with was not going to take that step, and he needed to be pushed. Like, that's possible.
But see,
he might be the type of man who need to be pushed.
Do you think he need to be pushed in that way?
I'm not saying whether he need to be pushed.
And what I'm saying is that's her needing to understand how her man works. That's different.
He might work this way though.
I don't think he works that way. I just believe that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Marcel. Go ahead and speak your mind. We can hear you now.
Why everybody was laughing? What?
Go ahead. That was funny.
No, listen. This is the thing. Sometimes women get on a waiting, let's say, in a waiting list to get that proposal. And then sometimes women get to the point that they're like, fuck it. I want this now. I'm tired of waiting. Let me do it. Let me rush it. And then that's when the problems occur, because then the guys, because some guys are very nasty, they do this on purpose, because then they can still yet get married to you, but then later fuck it up and say, well, but you rushed me into it. You were the one that proposed. I've seen it happen. It happens. So sometimes they do that way. They know that women will step out, that they will be like, I want this, let's do it, because the woman will push you into, because that's the only thing that she will be talking about it. And the guy will be like, fuck, I'm done. I don't want to listen to this anymore. But yeah, he's not proposing. He doesn't want to hear, but yeah, he's still not proposing. So what do? Well, let me go out, buy the ring, and do this proposal.
All right. Let me speak.
That's your perspective.
I understand your perspective, Marcella.
It's not my perspective. It's people that I'm around that has happened.
Okay, I understand.
Another factual event. Reggie.
Right.
I got receipts, darling. I don't come with empty hands.
They still don't. I understand that. What I'm saying is in those scenarios, you didn't mention her actually choosing the guy. Like she's choosing the guy that she gotta push to marry her. She's choosing a guy that she gotta propose to or get to that level, or to that quote unquote needs pushing to get to that level. So if he's a guy that don't want to really get married, see, this is the thing. If you don't waste your time with him, if y'all done spoken, y'all got things, and y'all ain't on the same page, then you don't need to be wasting your time, your sex, your whatever with this dude. You need to be moving on, and because what's going to happen is you're going to end up in a scenario just like that.
I can agree with that.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
just like that.
No.
And then you're going to look at the guy, and then you be like, oh, well, no, because you got choice in that. And that's what I'm saying to those chicks that you got receipts on. That's what that is. You gonna push a guy into marriage. If a man ain't man enough to be like, look, I'm finna marry you, and you the one I want to be with, to do, to make this and grow it.
Reggie, we are in 2021. Come on now. Don't be coming over here saying stuff like this. I'm not going to have it. Listen out and listen good. There are men out there that will like that the woman will be there with him, play house with him, and not marry her.
This the problem. No, this the problem.
And not marry her because
he needs to make it clear. Hey, I need to be married. These are things. If you gonna look, man, then these are things need to be clear. But you don't play house. Yeah,
Like you don't
need to
know,
play out to
some
the
dudes
understanding where we going.
will
Come
go
on,
down
Chuck.
They
and
don't
be
come
like,
on, come on,
come
Tuck.
on,
It's
What?
come on.
normal. It's normal for grown men and women who've been dating each other for a while to, especially if they living arrangement change during the relationship. Especially then, it's normal regular for men and
Bro,
women who've been kicking it for a while to either, if they don't
in
live
that
together
same
all the
convo,
way,
even if
for one of them
those
to be
those
always over at the other person's house most of the time.
in
That's a
those
normal.
ad hominem situations you just mentioned, in those situations, it's still a conversation that has been had. Like, hey, what are we doing? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm
Yes,
talking
but
about.
this is what I'm saying. The guy
The dude
itself,
might lie.
we won't say because
What?
he's getting everything he wants.
No,
Why
not if
he's
the
gonna pop
woman
in a
makes.
question for? So the
This is what I'm
women is
talking
the
about.
one that gets bothered. Guys don't get bothered if they get married or not. They don't give a shit. But women, we have to prove to society that we got a ring on, that we're taken. But guys itself, they don't care. So for them to be living together, for them, it's already a commitment. And
Talk
so
to him.
the women, we need that commitment translating to paper, translating to like 200, 300 guesses, so everybody can see that it validates my freaking
Exactly.
marriage.
So what I'm saying is if if the guy you dealing with doesn't want to do that, but with you, understand that. Or not saying you in particular, but I'm just saying with the female. If you dating a guy that don't want to do that, then you cannot and then say, hey, I'm going to propose to him because he needs pushing or whatever the case may be. Because understand, man, a guy understand, he knows what's going on. And a lot of times you say he's getting everything he wants, right? Then it's on the woman to draw the line. This is what I'm talking about. You need to, I'm not saying you, but the women need to make the understand, like, hey man, look, I'm not gonna be doing it too much longer. Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? Because you wasting time, most importantly, because women are always on the clock.
Both of y'all right though.
Well, this scenario is better than the woman that invited her own husband to the wedding. Shit, did you guys see that picture?
Yeah.
The dude got there and then he's like clueless. He doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah, that's way better. Like, but see, to her point though, the point that I think you hitting on a deeper level is a lot of times as dudes, we don't necessarily want to commit to a female like that.
Because when you wanted to walk out, you can just go. And then if you are committed as marriage, you have to, there is all this paperwork, there is all this headache, there is all, that's exactly like guys want easy things.
It's married because
it's easy, darling. It's
because
easy.
marriage is not in a man's favor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, divorce is not in a man's favor. So a lot of men don't want to take their risk. I agree with you. But that's why it's incumbent upon, hey, if this is the guy you want, you need to understand him and be something where he can't function in a way without you. And that's how you get your ring.
You can't do that for nobody though. Everybody's a whole person. Everybody's supposed to be a whole person.
What I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying is,
I'm telling you,
a woman that brings things to the table that only he, like, you understand it, do, and you make sure that the things that you do for him that there's no other woman can do. And guys recognize that. A guy is not gonna just leave that alone. A guy's gonna listen when a woman say, "Hey, look, I want this, that, and the third. I can't be doing this."
So
that guy gonna listen.
That's in a perfect world, though, Reggie.
Huh?
But then in a women's side, it's kind of hard to know what guy will do that, because there are guys that it's okay with it. There are guys that it's not, that will, like, so then, but then where does the love stand?
Love.
Yeah, the love.
Why everybody questioning love? What the fuck? Are you
I didn't
supposed to be
question
in
love.
love?
I
Are you
didn't say
supposed to
nothing
be in
wrong with
love
love.
when you get married?
I like
When you-
love. I ain't say
When
nothing
you
wrong with love.
when you get married, you're supposed to be in love, correct?
Fact.
Like,
Yes.
so all I'm saying is
What?
this: if you are living
Yes.
together, if
Yes.
if you're living together, you have
supposed to
love
love
for each
person
other,
married.
right? You have love for each other, and so what Reg is saying is that for the woman to question the guy and say, okay, so what is it now? Either you go or you stay because I'm not doing this. You gotta propose and all. But all I'm saying, like some
I
women
ain't
cannot
saying do it
just
like that, but talk to your man how you know how to talk to him and let him understand your point of view and where you coming from. Like, hey, I'm not, I want a family, I want this, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and these are I want to be, and I want these things with you. What's up? These are
Most
things
dudes you tell that to gonna be like, oh, I'm out of here. What you talking about?
It was fun while it lasted.
I don't agree with that.
Yes.
I
A
don't
lot
agree
of
with that.
guys, when you be
Depending on
like,
the maturity level of the guy and how old he is.
I don't agree with it, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
but when
why
you
would you
really
waste?
lock
This
it
is what I'm
in,
saying, bro. Like,
you lock it in when you young a lot of times, talk.
I know.
And
So
love is
when
a
you
powerful
that
drug.
young, ain't
Love is
nobody
a powerful
agreeing to
drug.
that.
Ain't nobody agreeing to what?
Ain't nobody agreeing to, hey man, let's go ahead, lock it in, and just have about 10, 20 babies.
Bruh, and that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. That's the problem is ain't nobody locking it in. Cause get what? Our grandmama, they locked it in.
Hey Reggie, what
My mama
20
was married at 22. She locked it in.
what 22-year-old Reggie agreed to them terms and lock it in?
If I had the right one, I would have.
And I used to hang with
Man, know that
22-year-old Reggie.
I would have, but dead ass here, Matt. What did I tell you?
22-year-old Reggie?
Yeah. I was 22. I was 22 when I was 21 when I met my wife.
All right, bro.
We got married at 23, bro.
I was already married at 23 and I was already having my baby at 23.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
I got married very young. So
That's not young. That's when you spoke.
What I'm telling you is, it's a lot of men at that age in life who don't know if they ready to settle down for a lifetime. That's all I'm telling you, Rich.
nowadays, let's say that because
I understand that.
back in the day, you already have to serve. When you were 18, go to the military, come back, and then find a wife. That was back in the day, especially in Brazil. Like you have to go to the military. Like you must. Here you can choose, but there you must. So when people came out, they'd be like, "Oh, find me a wife," and they were young. But nowadays, what they want a party.
Now you got social media, easy access to different women.
I'm telling you,
Big thing.
y'all don't see me.
I understand what you're saying,
what I'm
though.
saying.
What you said made sense. But everybody not at that maturity level.
And
Depending on who you're dealing with.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot of guys are not saying that. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying
we didn't say that wrong. We're just saying.
I disagree. I think men are getting everything. Men who work for are getting what they want on the sexual market, and I also think women look for a certain type of men.
But you
and
just
so we established, bro. Previous episodes we established that most men, a small percentage of men, have sex with most of the women. So
listen what you're saying though. They're two different things.
No, it ain't. It's understand the correlation. Let me finish my point, and I'm gonna make the point of the correlation. If a small percentage of the men, so you got all the women wanting this small percentage of the men because they are the men of in a certain ilk, value, they job status, whatever the social economic status, whatever that is, right? And so these type of men mostly have the large portion of women. That means a large segment of the men are going unmarried. I mean, are going without a lot of sexual access. So that means that, so understand this. If half, if we just talking black people, if 51%, you know, it's more than that if we talk, you know, all everyone in America, but 51% of black men earn income in the middle class. Earn income in the middle class. And the upper echelon, if most of the upper echelon has sex with a lot of the women, most of the women, then this is getting bypassed. So that means that
what's getting bypassed?
That means that guy who we were talking about, that this young guy who's, you know, whatever situation he got, living girlfriend right now, whatever, they young, they you know what I'm saying, that she want to get married or she's trying to push it or whatever, that scenario, that younger guy now has a higher sexual market value. Like he's, you know what I'm saying, like it's a different, he has multiple women. Like she's not the only one he's dealing with. And that's what I'm saying is the competition of it is she has to, you're already in the advantage because boom, y'all live together. What you gotta do as a woman is, again, understand that man and being able to communicate your wants. Because if he's a man that's worth a fuck and he gives a damn about if he cares about you, he's gonna want to, like, he's gonna not want to lose that. Especially if y'all building something together and he understands how it is. Hey, he's not going to lose. I don't care how young he is. Like, he's going to understand it.
But how he's going to lose if
really
they're already living together?
Huh?
They're already living together. How is he going to lose?
He's already won. Because, and all I'm trying to tell you is none of that you just described is him wanting to have children with this lady and raise a family. You talking about sex with a lady that you live with.
I ain't talking about sex. I'm saying
that's all
market plays value. I'm saying he's gonna have that guy is what I'm saying is marriage rates can be different if two things happen. All right. If that quote unquote living girl.
We weren't even talking about marriage rates. We was talking about
the proposal.
We're talking about the proposal, but the larger point I'm trying to make is to your point, Matt. You're saying that men younger nowadays don't want to get married, and I don't.
I'm not saying they don't want to get married. I'm saying when you talk to the average 20-something-year-old, if the lady is approaching him saying, "Hey, if we're gonna be together, I want to be married and I want to have babies and this and that," I'm saying that the average guy might not be like, "Oh yeah, I want to get married and have babies with you."
They will walk out.
I don't think they'll walk out.
They will. But then if you approach them just saying we can live together, then it's a deal. But if she approach saying, I want to get married, before
I ain't saying
everything,
to say like that. Understand what I'm trying
before
to say.
everything.
If you communicate with you
once the guy hears
y'all communicate.
No,
and there's a marriage discussion that has been had. Like if y'all living together and ain't had a marriage discussion, that's a problem. First of all,
what I'm trying to tell you is,
so she should know how he feels.
When you trying to lock down a lifelong commitment, which is what a marriage is, when you just walk up to a guy or a girl, because it's a lot of ladies
you can't to them, bro. You just can't walk up to them like you in a relationship.
I'm not saying just walk up to them random. I'm saying you're in a relationship with the person, Tuck. I'm saying that the things change when you start to talk about lifelong commitments. It's a different thing when we dating, when we living together. Bless you. When we dating, when we living together, when we're just trying to, see where we're gonna go, when we go take the next step, and then you just saying, "Hey, I want to be with you. I want to have a lifelong commitment, and I want to go ahead and start a family." All I'm saying is, if you add what you just added, which is this person is living with this lady, and he also has outside interests that he's also entertaining, that's gonna be even more reason for him not to have a lifelong commitment to the one lady. He already look. If you already living with somebody,
I don't agree with that.
And you get to basically go out and smash other chicks. Why would you turn down smashing the other chicks just to be with this lady who you already with?
See, so then, in other words, the girl should propose?
No,
because that's what y'all saying.
No, I'm saying do whatever makes you happy in your relationship. That's what I'm saying.
You said some dudes need pushing. And yes. It's a scenario. You saying in this scenario, this guy need pushing toward marriage.
Guys, it was nice to talk to you guys. I need to go.
All right. See you later. Appreciate it.
I'm go.
Thanks.
What I'm telling you, Talk, I'm saying I don't know this man, so I can't tell you what he needs. I'm telling you that some guys need pushing.
You just said most niggas don't want to get it. You just said.
No, what I'm telling you is in their 20s. In their 20s. In their 20s, bro. When they first getting out of high school, first graduating.
I agree. I'm not. Look, man.
That's all I was saying.
I disagree. I think dudes start. I always say this anyway. I think dudes should start getting married. At around 30, 35, somewhere in there. I think dudes should be getting married.
So then they definitely don't want to get married in their 20s, Talk. That's all I was saying.
And I only do that. This is the only one I'm saying. I only say that is because to go back to y'all point, it's dudes saying it's the different maturity level, like Stovall was saying, like now versus, you know what I'm saying, previous generations. And that was an understanding of community and what that means. And so I think now it's
now they got to go through a little bit more first.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
understand
you got to. It's like, and that goes back to our social media thing. Like, you got to be something now to used to get regular shit. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean? You got to be something now to get regular shit. What that mean?
Like the pressure on for all these young people that either you go to school or you in the entertainment or you doing this, that, and you know what I'm saying? Like the culture now as a young is multiple is different than what we do. It's the same shit, but like you said, it's on a different scale to where it's less being pushed down professional avenues and more being pushed. Like regular blue collar dudes don't get the same treatment they got when we were younger. When you'll see Joe the plumber with a whole family and you know what I'm saying, his wife had it done every night and she had the big piece of chicken out and we went to school with all they could, you know what I'm saying? When
I said his
brother and they sister went and then you know what I'm saying? Like then what I'm saying.
If Joe the plumber carry himself like a grown man and he a real plumber, that's exactly how he getting treated. The folks who carrying themselves like men getting treated like men still. That's what I'm saying.
They're attracting real women. But
it's not what I hear though.
But you got the scammers out there.
It's not what I hear, bro. It's not what I hear.
Kind of women.
What's the current divorce rate at this time?
Hey man, we're not doing that shit, man.
I mean, that'll determine how
nothing.
I mean, the divorce rate will determine how real that marriage was, right?
No,
I mean, you can use
the divorce rate won't tell us if that man was carrying himself like a man. The divorce rate won't tell us that, Steve. That's literally what I just based it on.
You were saying that if a man is carrying himself right, that he has an increased chance of a better relationship. Correct?
I'm saying his woman is treating him like as such. If he carry himself like a man, She not disrespecting him every day. She not if he carry himself like a man, and he tell her, when I come home from work, I want some dinner here. Right. And she recognized that he really go to work now. He not bullshit her. She gonna have something there. If she can't cook, she gonna do some fucking takeout.
So here's the thing. We've got tons and tons of evidence where hardworking men that go to work and bring home the proverbial bacon.
Bro, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to tell you back here, we have think that's what's happening, but what I'm saying is, you seeing that
because you bring home the money don't mean
you never heard a blues song. Have you never heard a blues song in your entire life?
Bro, like heard a bunch of them. Talk to a woman about making. I
gave my woman everything I had, and she took my money, and she took everything that was worth anything, the house.
You heard that. You heard
I'm
that.
saying that's in all. That's, I'm saying these are guys saying, "Yo, I was doing everything right," and still saying and singing the blues.
That's because who definition, though, Steve? And why are you trying to compare a blues song to real men's behavior? What are you doing?
Because it was representative. These were songs that were representative of the times.
It's hyperbole, bro.
No, his personal situation that happened due to some of that song.
Again, these are, but apparently these songs resonated with a lot of people, and including that around the time that blues was out, divorce was going up.
Okay, cool.
And I'm just saying that in light of things, there were a lot of guys complaining.
It was more married people back then.
Huh?
It was more married people back then. When the blues
right. All right. And I'm saying that it progressively got worse. There was an increase. And
you don't want to deal with the fact that most blues singles, and we talking about black folk, most blues singles were like older, out of shape, non-attractive dudes. You don't think that had shit to do with the fact that women kept fucking them over for their money? You don't think that ain't got nothing to do with it?
Well, I mean, it was. Was every blues player ugly? I mean,
or some kind of drug addict or alcohol abuser.
Like I'm saying, Steve, all I'm trying to say is there are multiple factors that go into a blues singer writing a song, and
I understand this.
Most of them don't got shit to do with the fact that they goddamn whether his relationship is actually good or bad. He could just be an artist, bro. He could just be writing a song.
I mean, but a lot of times that the best artists were the ones that sang the song where it had a direct connection to who they were.
Okay. Or on a harder drug.
Now you had certain stuff, that just when the concept of putting soul to a song was really just putting their own imprint of who they were to a song and connecting with it. But the point I'm making is all right. The point I'm making is that there's a lot of evidence that there were great guys who got screwed over in the marriage game and lost everything, and there was a mass amount of it, and that directly correlates with what the divorce rate is when it comes to. You're saying you're making the assumption that real men don't have
the divorce rate. The divorce rate does not tell you the caliber of people who are getting divorced.
I mean, but that's what's
no. The divorce rate is literally.
I think, Matt, I understand I'm not even worried about it. Steve,
it's like, not.
Dude, we talking about a song.
There are good men.
I mean, but the song was representative of the times. That's what I'm saying.
But
there are good men and good women who get fucked over in relationships, Steve.
Right. So I'm saying, but you made a sweeping gesture that real men are going to have women that treat them as such, as guaranteed.
This is what I'm trying to tell. This is the point I'm going to tell Matt to that degree is. I agree with you when you say this is what I'm saying. There are men out here, bro, that I know that it's hard to find a woman with that understanding, that inspiration, that servitude, that being there for her man in a different way mindset, because they're not raised to be that way.
Right. So he would have to teach her that.
How? He can't teach her how to be a woman, bro.
That's not teaching her how to be a woman. That's teaching her how to effectively love him.
Right. But what if that some of those but that entails a see, I want to say this because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Not that's I'm saying if that's the man and the woman, but now right now we talk about the man. That's the man having to teach the lady how to properly love him. If he needs a woman who can basically have, in your words, some servitude, be in whatever way he needs her to show submission, whatever way he needs her to display that to him, he has to, in an effective way, communicate that to her, and then expect that from her, and then guide her along that path, and then she gonna do it. If he's a man who is respecting himself, loving himself, she got two choices. She either gonna do it, or he gonna respect and love himself enough to leave her alone, because he recognized that no matter how much effort he gives her, he cannot do that. I mean, she cannot do that.
That's what I'm getting at.
What are you talking about? That happens to people. Everybody can't do everything, Tom.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying, like, every lady can't be with every man. So that's just simple. It's just like, oh, okay, well, this lady couldn't do it. Cool. No problem.
No, bro. But you missing the bigger picture, bro.
This is why we have
so many. This is why we don't get married. This is why we don't get married at a high rate. That what you just said.
So you telling me that dudes are out here? Hold on, do what you trying to tell me.
I'm telling you that the price of
you telling me that dudes are out here teaching women how to love them, which means they don't learn how to love themselves. Hold on. So men are teaching women how to love them, guiding women on that path to loving them, and then women are saying, "Fuck that! I don't want to learn how to love you. I just want you to leave me alone."
My damn self.
Then why are you trying to be with her, Tom?
But this is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's not all the women though.
But then most of the women out here with that modern mindset, and you like,
no, because I'm not running into them.
They'll smash them, they'll talk to them, they'll entertain them.
You know what I'm telling you? Why we worry about them?
Understand that right now, they get that energy, they leave them the fuck alone.
But what I'm telling you is, none of us on this call are interacting with those type of women on a daily basis in that way. So why are we concerned ourselves with them women?
Bro, because nigga, how many times I gotta keep telling you that?
Yeah, apparently. Go ahead, tell me.
Because I'm raising kids in this generation and the next. That's why. That's why I'm concerned about it. And I'm gonna do my part to make it a better spot for them.
No, listen, you train the girls to not be them women. You train the boys to better serve themselves so they can sidestep them women, and you play your part. That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
So we ain't got to worry about them now. We got to talk about them women now.
Yes, we do.
Well, here's the thing: it's a law of probability that you become a product of your environment. And right now, we're saying that the environment's a little hostile towards us having our children having well-balanced spouses. So when we see stuff that is being programmed in mass to the masses to act and behave in a certain way, we're concerned. And it's concerning because we see the power of influence. We see the power of influence.
But we see do have influence, bro.
We understand herd mentality.
That's the point of Lifegame. Like, to push an understanding of where men in particular, but also women indirectly, need to be you know what I'm saying, not need to be, but like what they should aspire to. Like people should want to get to be the best version of themselves, right? That's what we all trying to aspire to be. We should be understanding ourselves enough, understanding our strengths, weaknesses, improving upon our weaknesses while also using our strengths.
That's what we want to do, Talk. Everybody don't want to do that.
Bro, anybody who's productive in society is some form, shape, form, or fashion has some of those characteristics. So what I'm saying is for us being out here, we raising children in a generation in a world that doesn't that's not pushing that narrative specifically to our kids, our type of kids, our race of kids. And it's incumbent of us not just only to say, hey, in our household, we get shit straight. We have to represent just like we got a responsibility everywhere we go. We carry ourselves as men. We represent not only our household, our name, but we represent black men. So as we walk around, we understand that responsibility. So we need to make sure that our kids, and we need to hold other people in our community to that standard as well. We need to have a standard as men, and we need to have a standard in our household first, and then have a standard as men as a culture, how we need to move, operate, interact, how we need to be seen. Like, bro, we gotta stop, because it needs to be a standard of how a black man needs to present himself when trying to do certain things. Smart people who in any kind of industry know that. That's why they sell that. Black men who are in any kind of industry understand that. That are at high levels. People who in any kind of field that are black, we understand it, but these are things that are not being pushed to our culture en masse, which is why I think.
And what? What are you talking about? You said we understand that. What do we understand?
We understand that they have these characteristics. We understand that these people are the people who if you're a person in our in black culture, if you made something of yourself out here in the quote unquote white man's world, right?
Why you putting that in quotes? That's a fact right now.
That's a fact.
Yeah. The world we live in is dominated by old white men.
Right. But understand, bro, you have a way to operate. There's a way to operate where you can get what you need out this life and have that not affect you in a minimal sense. I mean, have that not affect you in your total, in every aspect of your life. It's gonna affect you, but you have some semblance of control. There's a way to move where you don't have to let that don't have to affect you to a degree. And that's what I'm getting at, bro. It's a standard. And niggas don't have that shit. It's not being pushed to our little niggas. It's being pushed in our households. Yeah, I get that, man.
Then that's all matter.
That doesn't not all matter, bro. Because again, bro, there's a lot of, that means the numbers of real niggas are going to continue to get less and less. And we've seen it.
Not if everybody pushing it in their household, Tuck.
Bro. Right now, niggas ain't in their household. That's the problem.
And they change that and get to pushing. Problem solved.
You understand what I'm saying? So again, we can argue about the why. Again, we go back and forth
we
about
that. We gotta argue about the why.
We go back and forth about that.
So that's the first problem to solve. Get back in the house. Or when I say get back in the house, I don't mean you got to physically get back in the house. I'm saying you can either get back in the house physically, or you can assume 50% custody and still get back in the house and push the narrative that you need to push. Problem solved again with just doing it in the household. Because if you do it in the household, that's what's gonna create the community. The community gonna have to be
what about well, this is what I'm saying, bro. What about all the like we grew up all of us, well, not all of us, but we grew up with a lot of niggas that didn't have dads. We grew up with a lot of niggas that did have dads.
That don't change it from us being able to fix what we got going on.
No, what I'm getting at is what you mean we as what I'm saying is as men, just like our just like if I went over my homeboy house and his dad, you know what I'm saying, discipline him or got in his ass or whatever, you know what I'm saying, niggas seen that shit, or he would not only that, it's like shit, all right, boom, y'all come, you know what I'm saying, come work the yard or whatever, you know what I'm saying, okay, cool, a hard day work, you know what I'm saying, you get paid at the end of the day. I'm just saying, like, having an example being a standard, and it's not, and just not in your house. These are kids in the neighborhood. We don't have a sense of community anymore, bro. We used to go play down the street with the people.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
And what I'm saying is we got to get back to the only way we get back to that is if women understand that women understand en masse.
Listen,
and men understand en masse.
Listen, what I'm telling you, Tuck. If the men come back home, in the way that I'm telling you, either way, I'm not saying physically. You get what I'm saying when I say come back home. Now. So if the men come back home, then they still can forge better relationships with other men in the community, in this neighborhood where the kids don't play at. It's much easier for a man to be outside watching his kids, see his kids run toward another dude's house and be like, hey, y'all come back, then see the dude be like, it's cool, bro. And the dude be like, oh, all right, cool. Versus the two ladies. That's a much smoother transition and exchange between the two men. That's an easier exchange, bro. That just is. If you see a dude right now, if you at the pole.
What I'm saying is, bro, women have to make it. Women should make it easier. What I'm trying to tell you is women need to make it easier for guys to do just that. They have to.
They can't make it no easier for the man to do what he is supposed to do because he ain't even got to deal with her.
Yes, that's their part. That's their purpose, bro. The purpose is for her to help him do what he need to do easily. She need to help facilitate whatever it is. Whether you got kids, understand, man. If you got kids with a dude, then you need to facilitate however the move is. You need to do whatever it is for y'all need to work it out. Just like he need, because he's the. No matter what's going on, they all are only gonna go as far as he go.
Okay.
No matter if you. So if you got a kid with a dude, it's incumbent upon you to work.
You understand, too? I'm not telling you about nothing that the female did yet. I'm literally only telling you about choices that the man can make if he's not, quote unquote, in the home.
You think he not there? You think just leave?
We just said we weren't talking about the why.
All right, then. So then you can't talk about that and not talk about the why, bro.
Whoa, the why don't have nothing to do with the choice after. The choice after is only about the child, so it's only about raising the child.
But
so there is no why that happened that's gonna make it okay for the dude to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not raising a child.
There is a why though, but I'll get to that later.
There is no why.
There's many paths to take.
There is a why, bro.
Where a man should.
But I'm not gonna get into that argument with you, bro. That is a why.
Understand? I'm just saying. I think what
I'm never gonna get to that. If you assume a responsibility, you know you got a kid, boom, right? Bro, you know you got a kid. You know you got a kid now.
Bro.
Not it got sprung on you. If it got sprung on you, that's some other shit. But you know you got a kid.
Right.
After you know, and let's say some time done passed, whatever done happened. You understand that you still got a kid because the kid's still alive. At some point, you got to assume your responsibility as a parent. Regardless of whatever the reason is, you stopped assuming that responsibility in the beginning.
That's not what I was saying, bro.
Okay.
So yeah, like,
Okay.
Well, here's
like
I think okay. What I'm saying is that even in the decisions that you make, if you discover that you have a child, there's many different paths that a man can take. Some which are colored to be good, some which are colored to be bad, and everything in between. You have hyperactive fathers, you've got terrible dads, abusive dads, you've got absentee dads, and then you've got some that are, brilliant mastermind dads and all of that. And there are many different choices that they can make.
man.
There are many different ways that a man can be a father or so-called not be a father. So the point I'm making here is it's kind of and I think the point that Rich is trying to make is we need to have a standardization, an order of operations of how things are done for the most optimal performance of a relationship. How do we optimize it with the decision making? What is the best lifestyle to live that would foster a longevity in this relationship and better results?
No, that just life, bro. You have a better life having a relationship with other people. Like that need to be understood. Like,
I agree.
Ain't nothing wrong with finding someone and meet someone who's really understanding of and knows. If you're a man, you should be looking for a woman that's feminine, that's understanding of you and trying to inspire you and make and facilitate and help your dreams, and vice versa. For you as a man, you should be as a woman, you should be looking for a man who is who checks the box, who's a leader, provider, protector. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be able to make sure that the life that you build for you and your kids is well off, has a direction, has an understanding where you want to go. And so what I'm saying is there's not I don't think there's that's being pushed. And so that mindset, people don't go into the relationships with on one side, hey, I'm trying to find a man that's ABCXYZ, as far as not all these fucking worldly things, but that shit that's actually, hey, I need a man type shit like that. Because at a certain point, bro, women need a man. So a man can just grow old and do his thing, be a hermit, whatever you want to do, and that's fine because that's always been done. But now you're having an age, that's always been done. But there's always been niggas who live by themselves. You find dudes, he grow old, or he'll wind up like nowadays in the old people.
We live longer in a relationship with a woman, though. Men live longer when they're in a relationship.
I don't disagree with that. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is there's always been dudes men who have not been married or not been, who just been one-offs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's always been like hermit kiting dudes. What I'm saying is now,
for ladies.
What I'm saying is now is there was a place and an understanding for those women. Like they had a place. Like now that's like no kind of traditionalism is being pushed. So when you have that, it creates a market or a dating part where it's like there's a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's like I accept you where you are. You have to accept me I am, and I have to do ABC as well. You're like, nah. But on the flip side, the standards ain't changed for a dude. He still got to be leader, provider, protector. Got to know how to do all this shit. You know
the standards done changed though. He don't got to do that stuff by himself no more.
What?
Men don't do that stuff by themselves no more.
Don't do what?
They don't provide 100% by themselves no more. A lot of women provide as a part of the household. Most women provide as a part of the household.
But that's always been the case, though, bro. That's what I'm trying
No,
to say.
that's not always been the case. Women weren't going out and bringing home money. So that wasn't always the case.
Women work, bro.
Women have not always worked.
Not always. But women, what I'm saying for our generation,
have you read about it? Proverbs. If you're into Christianity, I referenced the Bible one time. Proverbs 31 describes what a virtuous woman is, and in that particular scripture, he references that she gets up early in the morning before everybody else, that she goes to bed late getting things prepared. That she takes garments and she creates garments of linen and silk and things of that nature, and then she sells them in the market and gets food, provides food. And in those times there was no electricity, so it was important to have oil in your house for the oil lamps and whatnot. And making sure that there's enough oil so that they never run out, especially during times where it starts to get cold or there's a drought. Anyway, the point I'm making is that the concept of a woman working has never not been a thing.
So are you guys?
It's almost always been. Working women have almost always been.
Black culture, yes.
Are you trying to say that in our country, the one that we all live in right now, that there was not a time where in the normal married couple, the man would work and the woman would be a housewife, right? And not work a regular 9-to-5 job.
No, I agree with that, but that's the problem. This is what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying that was a thing, though. That's all.
That was a thing. But women, okay, so women won't. I'm not disagreeing work. So now when women are working,
no, what I'm saying is that was a thing, but now that has shifted.
I'm talking about that.
What men do, what men traditionally have done in relationships, has shifted in our new 21st century. Those responsibilities are shared more. They're not shared equally. I'm not discussing the proportion that they're shared in. I'm just saying they're shared more now. Like provision and protection in some cases are shared more now among women.
Well, the thing is that it's unique.
And that leads to a mentality.
It's unique to Black culture for a woman to share more of the provision, but somehow degrade her man for having her in that situation.
That's not the dominant energy in the culture. I would not say that it's the dominant energy in the culture, bro.
You don't think so? You don't think that
I would say that it's definitely pop culture.
I don't think most Black women are just talking down to their Black man who they're in a relationship with about the money that he makes. I don't think they just like, yeah, I make more money than you, nigga, so, or I get to make all the financial decisions because I make more money than you.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that's most. I think it's some. I'm not saying it's zero at all. But I'm saying if we're looking at 100% of relationships in Black couples,
where the woman makes more than the man.
Yeah, and it's comparable. Now, if the shit lopsided, bro, you got to deal with that. If you making 10,000 and Shawty make 90,000, I mean, come on now, she in a whole different headspace than you.
The thing is that a woman placing a value upon a man and his earning potential versus hers, and the amount of respect that she affords him and treats him with in terms of respect is particularly unique in Black culture. And I
It's
mean,
only with us though, bro.
If an
No, but
Asian,
check this out though.
if an Asian woman marries, if an Asian woman is from, you know, aristocratic family and marries a pauper man who could not even hold a candle, her family members might talk shit, but her relationship to that man tends to be a little bit more respectful.
No, okay. I'm not disagreeing with
just
you.
as a cultural wisdom.
I'm not disagreeing with you to this point right here.
Okay.
Watch this.
Men who reduce themselves to just money, yes. But that pauper man that you talking about that she's marrying, she's not leaving her aristocratic family to be dirt poor the rest of her life. She's leaving because she believes in this man's potential to take her and him and their family and project their life upward and forward in life. So when a woman is with a man and she really feel like, okay, she respects him because he brings more than just money to the table, then I think it's even less chance that she go talk shit to him.
Well,
again, this going back to the man is in a relationship and carrying himself like
what I'm trying to tell you, bro, is you got dudes out here that are plumbers, electricians, that are talking to these corporate chicks, and they look down upon them. They'll fuck them and they'll deal with them or whatever. But because they're around other type of dudes, they want that type of dude, and so they look down upon. Understand what I'm saying, bro?
That can't be their preference, though.
What you mean?
Why they can't just want to fuck with a plumber dude?
No, I'm saying they fuck with a plumber dude, but they don't want him for real.
What?
Right, because he don't make enough, bro. Understand what I'm saying? Women don't typically date a man who makes less than them because. So
how they even with the plumber dude? You just said they.
But guess what? No, ain't a lot of dudes that make over what the plumber make. Ain't that many dudes that make the 6 figures. It ain't that many dudes that making it.
So this is what you talking about. So is they dating the dude or not dating?
Because this is what she makes, and she wants to do at least equally match to her.
Okay. That's her pride.
Ain't that many of them dudes, and I'm just going a long way to tell you this is how so many niggas, so few dudes have sex with a lot of women. I'm just going a long way to show you why. From a female psyche, bro, this is the problem. Like, no, you need to understand that you need a man. You shouldn't be worrying about whether he A, B, C, or Y, D. You know what I'm saying?
So you want the lady to lower her expectations because the pool of men is shallow? Is that what you're saying?
If she wants a man,
so you saying you do want her to lower her expectations?
We just because he made less.
According to you, she expects him to make as much or more.
Ain't not according to me, bro. That's what women want. That's not according to me.
No, I don't know this to be true. So I'm saying according to you.
So you saying okay. All right.
I done met women who
deal with a dude. You saying a chick gonna deal with a dude that make
as long as he's carrying himself like a man and he's not making motherfucking peanuts to goddamn pecan pie, nigga. Like I'm saying again, it's not 10,000 to 90,000. Like
that's
she make
right. I'm gonna wrap up.
100,000. Bro make like 45, 50,000. She ain't really tripping on bro if he's still carrying her the right way.
I'm cool. I'm out.
The question is, will she marry a $50,000 dude? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Will she marry a $40,000 man?
You don't know. That's why it's so many single women. Because dudes make average salaries. That's what happens. Not many dudes make over $70,000 to $80,000. That's real life, bro.
Average black man is $40,000.
I'm talking about 80K and above. Ain't that many dudes. It ain't.
Average black man is $40,000 a year.
But this is what they expect. This is what I be trying to. This I went a long way to say like this is what it is, bro. Like, and you'll sit there and say, well, as long as the dude is doing it, bro, the dude can be the 100 dude. This narrative is not being pushed. A chick is, and just like you just said, damn, she got to settle. What?
Help me understand it though.
I believe lower her expectations.
That's what I said. Lower her expectations. Cause tell me this: how he a 100% dude? All he making $40,000 and he ain't making no plans to make no more money.
Hey, he might be investing in money, he might be doing whatever, but he like what he do. He might just like his job.
Yeah, he damn sure gonna make more than $40,000 doing it.
He might just like his job.
If he like it that much, he damn sure gonna make more than $40,000 doing it, bro.
Bro, you got some dudes just wake up and most dudes just have an average salary, working, going home, being able to, fuck off.
Then they should be trying to holler at no corporate bitches, bro. Holler at a blue collar bitch.
A blue collar bitch? What is that? What is a blue collar bitch?
A shouter who made $40,000.
What is a blue collar bitch though? Like,
I just told you.
What does she do?
She might be a plumber.
Hell no, man, get the fuck. Bye. You be a
Can't date no plumber.
Right, man.
All
right. This has been Lifegame. Oh my god.
Plumber can't date no plumber, bro.
We gonna end on that. They know we gonna end.
You telling me a male plumber can't date no female plumber, bro? What wrong with that?
I've never personally met one, and I've only heard of a rumor of one.
Don't do those jobs, bro. You're not a woman in doing that.
Okay. What if she work in retail? She a manager, but she still made $40,000. She like the manager at Macy's.
Okay.
Oh, that's more believable.
That's
but
okay.
The plumber is just really odd.
I don't care what her job is. I'm saying for the sake of this argument,
I've seen female plumbers.
She made $40,000. Why he just don't holler at her? Why he gotta holler at the chick?
Because that chick right now still want that dude who makes it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
This how I love it. Like you're not listening, bro. You're not listening.
I thought you just said they supposed to be equal. So if he made 40, he should want his chick to make 40. If she made 40,
no,
he should want her dude to make 40.
He don't care about what she made. She care about what he made. Understand it, bro.
Okay.
He ain't looking. If I'm dating a chick, I'm not looking at profession. I'm looking at your energy. I'm looking at the vibe we got. First of all, you're gonna be physically attractive. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be the first thing they get me. The next thing gonna be, okay, how smart are you? Can I have how many? You know what I'm saying? Then from our conversation, I'll be able to gauge that because I'm gonna know. Because I know what I'm looking for as a man. So again, those things, and we still ain't got to what the fuck she do for a living. Now, on the flip side, what I do for a living is direct. Like they got exactly something to do with whether she gonna deal with me or not.
But we already know that though.
All right, so understand this now. Now we're not talking about what we saying as men. I'm saying, bro, women want a dude that makes at or above where they are. True or false? And most women in Western society want a dude that's gonna take care of them. But they don't do the things. Never mind.
Because I really think, do what I'm telling you.
I ain't dating no chick or plumber.
I think a lot of
characteristics that come with that I don't think female. Anyway,
I think it's a lot of ladies who now make enough money to the point where as long as the guy makes something comparable to what she makes, then maybe she'll kick it with.
So do you think in that relationship?
I think that's how most relationships are.
Right, but in that relationship.
And I don't think these niggas getting beat up. Like I think if he made 60, she made 50 or 70, it's all right.
She ain't cooking dinner. She ain't making it play.
Average black man is making 40 though.
Okay. He made 40, she made 55.
Okay.
She ain't got
is she marrying? Is she marrying that guy?
Let's say she is.
Or is she just fucking with him?
She probably married. Let's say she is.
Probably give me a percentage.
You know that ain't finna go down like that.
Why not? I way more
I mean, these are the problems that we're trying to solve.
We're gonna end this. I'm in the broadcast. We can talk about offline, but I'm in this broadcast later because there's no way.
I think it got way more to do to how much money he made, bro.
All right, and you speaking that shit as a man. I'm telling you, we had a woman. I wish I would have asked her. I wish she would have been on. I wish it would have been on for this, because I can guarantee you, bro. That's either one of the top 1 or 2 things that a woman is looking for in a man.
Okay.